the hen twins back again. I don't know if you can see, but our cow Butter is due to calve yesterday. So we're still waiting for her to give birth. Could be any minute, could be any day. We will probably go over the signs of labor here shortly so that you know that. But today we just want to show you what is in our calving bag for spring 2025 calving. You might have different stuff, you might need different stuff. This is just what we need for our cow, but we're just gonna go through it. If you hear a baby crying in the background, it's just the baby goat, Bambi. Do not be alarmed. Okay, everybody, so first we'll just go through stuff we have for the cow in case of emergency. If she needs some kind of assistance, we've got our long gloves. That's just if we need to go in for some reason. Those are really cheap on Amazon. We've got our regular gloves. What else do we have? Is this our CMPK? This is the CMPK gel. This is gonna help prevent milk fever. It's just a nutritional supplement. It has calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and potassium, specifically for dairy cattle. But then we've also got lime CPKs, which is probably what we would use, because it also has like a live yeast culture in it, so it's even better to help them. Because what happens is she's not been on grain. Well, our cow specifically has been on grain, but most dairy cows when they're dry are not on grain. And so then once you start them back on, it's really tough. Being ruminant animals, it's really tough for their digestive system to get back in the swing of things, so that live yeast culture really helps. Anyways, we may not even need it, but we have it. We've also got calcium gluconate. This were to be in case she does have milk fever and goes down and she needs some assistance there.
And the IV set for it's on the side if you want to show that.
Okay. Oh, and this is we've got the IV set for this in case we need to administer it intravenously through an IV. We've also got our ketone test strips. This is because our cow Butter, just metabolically, she struggles a little bit, and she tends to get ketosis. Last year she didn't have any issues with milk fever, but her biggest issue was ketosis, and we actually have a secret weapon for that. But this is just the test. These are like regular people ketone strips, so you can get these at like Walgreens, Walmart, wherever. And we just take a sample of her urine when she's taking a pee, and then we test it, and we have videos on that already. All right, is that everything for the cow that we've got in here, Abby? No, we've also got propylene glycol. So this is what you would typically give a cow when they have ketosis. This is food grade. You can just put this in their food. Some vets can come and administer it in other ways as well. But the biggest thing that we actually found...
You can give it, like, drench it too.
Yeah, you can drench it with a drenching gun. But the thing that we found to be the best last year was actually red wine, because she ended up being subclinical. So our vet didn't want to treat her and cause more issues. So instead of doing propylene glycol, we actually just gave her a bottle of red wine every day. And for people who are alarmed by that, they don't process alcohol the same way that humans do, so it didn't cause any kind of drunkenness or...
Yeah, she's also way bigger.
Yeah, she's also 1,000 pounds, so it'll probably take more than that to do anything to her. But they don't process alcohol like humans do, because they're not monogastrics, so that was not necessarily of concern. And anyways, it actually really helped her come out of it. That's the only way we actually got her out. I don't know how many days it took, maybe a week.
I think 2 or 3, and then we gave her a little bit and then did it again.
Yeah.
Like a few days after we had stopped.
Yeah. So that's.
But we didn't have to do as much.
Yeah. So that's the only thing that we do not yet have in this bag, just because we're gonna get like a whole box instead of just individual bottles this time. So now we can look at what do we have for calf. So in this case, we've got this bottle in case we were, for some reason, let's say Butter goes down and doesn't make it. We'd need to bottle feed somehow. We've got spray iodine that could be used in the case.
It's a teat dip.
Huh?
The spray is the teat dip.
Oh, okay. So we've got this spray. This is just like a teat dip. We've got first aid antiseptic, iodine. We're gonna need iodine for the not just the cow, but also for the umbilical cord on the calf. And so then the most important things in this case for us for the calf is not actually medical, it's more just our plans for the calf. So this is a bander. This is for in the case that we have a bull calf. So these are actually for goats. These green bands are for cattle. So you use this little black thing, or you can. I mean, I just use my fingers to put it on. You put the little band over those 4 prongs, kind of like that. And then when you squeeze this, it stretches out. You put it over the testicles and that part of the scrotum. And then when you release, it just puts these bands on there. A few weeks later, testicles fall off. Now you have a steer. The other thing that we have in here for the calf, and this is the last thing I'll show you, is we have our dehorning paste. We'll use that here along with gloves, and we've got duct tape. So the dehorning paste is because our calf last year we had a Jangus calf, so she was naturally polled. But this year the calf is going to be a Jersey calf, so it's likely going to have horns. And the reason we have duct tape is because when we put this paste on, because it's going to be with this dam instead of being bottle fed, there's a risk of the paste to actually touching the belly or the udder of the cow, and it would actually cause irritation and burning of her skin as well. Because this is the kind of thing that kind of just like, I'm not sure exactly how it works, but it burns a little bit. The calves usually aren't super, at least what I've seen, they don't really seem to be super in pain. It's the kind of thing that you can only really do in the first 2 days. So maybe we'll make a video on that when the time comes.
Yeah, this will be our first time, so we'll see if we like that process or not.
But as far as everything we've watched and read online, it seems best to put the duct tape over it, not just to protect the cow, but also to protect the calf, because if for some reason it were to rain, I mean, obviously we're going to try to keep the calf in here in the hoop house so that it doesn't get rained on, but the last thing we want is for it to rain while that paste is on there and then it run into their eyes and cause any kind of blindness. So anyways, this will be our first time with a Jersey calf, but that's our calving kit for 2025. We're pretty excited. We're really praying for a heifer calf or 2. So you can see Butter's getting pretty close. Her udder is not going to get any bigger than this.
Well, after she calves.
Well, yeah, well after she calves, but at least before giving birth, this is about as tight as those teats are going to get. You can even see her little veins popping out. The only thing we're waiting to see from her udder would be milk dripping. But beyond that, I mean, you can see how shiny and tight her teats are. We have put some balm on her teats because they are so dry and so tight, but so that's adding to the shininess. But you can see there's not a wrinkle in sight. You see how full it is on the back. The other thing we're waiting for now is also her ligaments. So if you look up here, this is her ligament here. When those look almost flat, which even now they're flattening out much more than they usually are. When those are just like straight flat, almost gone, which we're kind of getting there, then that will be a sure sign that, like, oh yeah, in the next couple hours she'll be ready. There are some other signs too, but they're kind of like specific to her. There's a way that she stands that we know she's about to give birth. When she kind of stares out into the distance, kind of like that, and she stretches her back legs straight out. Also, licking of the flanks is a pretty good sign when they're having contractions. You can see that. But anyways, until I see that milk dripping and those ligaments gone, I'm not going to be canceling too many plans. But we're getting extremely close. She was due yesterday, so it could be any minute. But we don't anticipate any issues. Last year she calved by herself, no issue whatsoever. She'll probably calve one day when we're not here.
Big calf too.
Yeah, she was probably 90 something pounds. Yeah. Yesterday she had quite a lot of mucus discharge. She doesn't have a lot today, but then again, last year she didn't have too much right around calving either. So we're just keeping an eye, coming out every once in a while, check on her. We still don't live here, so it's a drive, but we're willing to make it. Anyways, we'll let you know how it goes.